Unreal. Anyway, I need your help. So I've got two main plates here of the 9940 family Seiko Grand Quartz late 1970s. They were high end. Despite being high end, they were only 5 joules, but they were temperature compensated, if I remember correctly. They had some other things, but you know, they were pretty good movements, and they weren't exceptionally crazy good, but whatever. I got two here. This one, this was supposed to be a donor watch, basically, however many years ago when I got these. Okay, so this watch, these are both complete watches. This watch was provided to be a donor for this watch, to try to get this watch going. I want to save both. I don't want to have to destroy either one. This one had a massive battery leak. It was crazy. It was like underneath. It was like caked with like these deep deposits of that electrolyte crap. But so this is my issue. You see, it pulled off all that plating, right? Not only pull off all the plating, there's still loose stuff on there. I want to reuse this plate. So I've been doing, but I need to get that metal off there. There can't be any loose metal on this plate, none. Because if a piece gets out, it'll short circuits out, it'll get into the, you know, the gears. If it's magnetic, I believe, possibly. I don't remember, but whatever, it's metal, it'll get in the gears, and if it is magnetic, it'll get drawn right into the, it'll get drawn right into the stepper motor. So, here's the thing I've been doing. I'm rotocoing the hell out of it, and then, thanks to Seiko's discussion yesterday about using tape for things, I'm like, hey, wait a minute. This packing tape we use for boxes, this stuff is pretty gnarly. I wonder if I can find and pull any loose plating with this. Full disclosure, I already tried this and it works, so I'm just demonstrating it. It's a historical reenactment, if you will, of the event. But what I need, I don't trust this. How do I make sure that none of this plating comes off? What do I need to do in order to make that happen? And once I'm done doing that, do I need to seal this metal in any way? I think the answer is no on number 2, but number 1, I am sincerely concerned about. I mean, I'm doing, you know, physical removal right now. I've already used, you know, corrosion resisting stuff. So there's nothing active on there. I just want to make sure there's no metal flakes running around. So anyway, you let me know what you think, and we will go from there. Thank you. Okay, I gotta show you this. So you remember I was telling you this thing was just packed with, I mean, just solid with these white crystals. It was everywhere. It looked like solidified urinal cake. It was insane. And I put this thing, 4 or 5 cycles of chemical cleaning, you know, by hand and by machine, and I'm still finding this stuff. I can still smell it. God, it's incredible. It's incredible. You know, frankly, with this level of leak, I'm shocked there wasn't more destruction. In any case, I had to resort to using this kind of pegwood because I can't get the tape in there, and you know, physical removal is pretty much what I'm going to have to do. I shave these things down, and they make a nice little, like a kind of like a brushy thing going on. Work up those loose edges. I still wish there was some way to seal this stuff so I could bond it back to the metal, any kind of loose edges. I don't want to use paint. I mean, I don't know. I mean, look at this stuff. It's just coming right off. Yeah, I mean, this is the stuff. I mean, people wonder, you know, how I spend my days. And it's doing crazy stuff like this. All this little hand removal. All this hand cleaning. These movements are, I mean, I'm a little mystified. I mean, they're lovely movements. They really are. These 994 blanks. I got two. One's a date 8 and one's a no date. But they're, I mean, their movements are, they're fine. But, I mean, in terms of, you know, quartz, amazingness, like is the 8223s or 8123s that are just mind-blowingly amazing, and no one knows about them. There are so many great quartz movements from this time. I mean, the 6458 movements, they're really good. They're really good. Do I have another 3 Seiko quartz? No, that's another 7943. Let's see. No, it's got this 719, 5 HD, 6 M154, 7619. Can I pack that crap away? Damn it. Oh well. Okay. I don't, you know, I gotta come here. I gotta stay in business. Look at this. I'm still getting stuff off of this. I mean, seriously, and it's not like I was just, you know, screwing around doing nothing when I was cleaning this stuff before. This thing, like this aperture right here, was like packed solid. It was flat to this level and all the way through on the bottom, and the stuff was hard to get out. Like I had to lean on it. It was like this weird cement. Yeah, I'm determined now. I don't care what anybody says. I'm gonna bring these back. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to save the circuit though. Boy, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to save that circuit. I mean, I cleaned it some, but it really got hit, and the variable trimmer right there is damaged. I haven't dared tried it yet to see how it's doing. I just cleaned it up as best I could, and you know, I really don't want to have to make one watch out of 2 watches. I want to make 2 watches. Yeah, man, okay, so I'm doing all this work and cleaning this up, and I'm loosening up all this crap, and I'm gonna have to go through and run this through a bunch more cleaning cycles. God bless it. All this work for all these 9 stitches for 1 stitch in time. That would have been helpful. Yeah, look at that. It did it? No, I think that's the casting the case. I was like, I've seen leaks where it started going through the metal. Like, I had a leak once where it like ate a chunk out of the date wheel. Like, part of the date wheel was missing. It was crazy. If you don't like that noise, I'm very sorry, but I actually kind of dig it. Yeah, look, there's even more stuff in here. I'm actually going to have to get... Damn, I need a brass pokey. That's what I need. Okay, Mr. Brass Pokelator. Let me find you now. Where are you? I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try. I've still got this impacted stuff here. This might be too soft. Oh, it's working. I'm getting getting some material out of there. Good. Yeah, crap. Are you telling me I'm going to need to go over all this stuff with brass? Oh my God. This is what's called labor love. Like I said, people sometimes say, I wonder what he does to all those watches. Well, the thing is, a lot of the watches that I deal with need this kind of attention. Yeah, look at that stuff coming off, huh? Now, if this was a mechanical plate, I don't know that I'd be playing this game. But this is, you know, that doesn't matter. Yeah, it actually, it don't matter none, as they say. Yeah, look, there's still more crap in here. My gosh. All right, I'm going nuclear. I gotta go. Gotta go, 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 go. Yeah, man. I'm not even sure what this stuff is. Look at that stuff. It's still coming off. Look at that. There it is. There's some of it right there. And I can smell it again. You can smell it. That tang. There's more of it. Oh, no, wait. That stuff already flicked off. Yikes. Yeah, you know, the thing is, just like Mike on Breaking Bad says, no half measures. Though the funny thing about that is almost, if you think about it, almost everything Mike did was a half measure. And in fact, things going wrong, a lot of it was because Mike was taking half measures. So it's, I guess it's ironic, isn't it? But like actually ironic, not Alanis Morissette ironic. Whew, man, this stuff is really in here. That corrosive stuff just must have sat. Well, of course it did. I just removed it. What I need to do now is find my little teeny tiny wire brush. Little teeny tiny brush. And if I can't find one, I guess I'll have to bake it. I apologize in advance if anybody's teeth feel terrible right now. It's the price we pay for resurrecting watches. Sometimes we have to hear horrible things. Yeah. I mean, I got to tell you, this stuff, even one dip won't touch it. And I mean, if you haven't worked with one dip before, that may not sound impressive, but my God. Yeah, one dip, like, basically didn't touch it. I almost got this down to the thing. Okay. Let's see. Make sure I'm still in the picture here. God, this feels like archaeology. You know, it's possible. Maybe that's what that circuit is for. No, that's that handset. $4,199. See, I got to look up the number on this one. You can't open these things. This is NOS because they're in, I bet you this is an A031 because I remember ordering one like forever ago. But it might be one of these because I swear I thought about looking for one of them. I don't know. I have to look that up. Part number is, again, no, those are handsets. Part number, again, is 4,199. I mean, I could look it up, but honestly, I'm having more fun doing gardening. Yeah. Yeah, man. That's just crazy, that damage. I'm going to have to go through a couple more rounds of this. I bet you I'm gonna. Nah. No. Look at that, huh? Look at that. God, see that? Plate and fly. Come on. Out, 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 out. No more room at the end. Get out. You know, I'm sure somebody is going to chime in here and say, you know, dude, you could have just used blank and saved yourself a bunch of time. And to that person, I will say, you know what? You're right. Now I'll know for next time. But there is a certain satisfaction in, you know, this kind of thing. I like kind of mindless, busy work. It's the only thing that made my first job flipping burgers okay. I can turn your brain off and just flip them. But you gotta keep your wits about you when you're working with a deep fryer. I will tell you that. This is the tape. I'm trying that tape method. See if I'm getting anything off there. Yeah, I see a lot of little gold flakes. You probably can't, but I can. And so now, yeah, see, I'll try one dip again. I haven't looked at the wheels. The wheels that came out of this thing, they're just roasted. 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 Okay, let's see what we got here, if I can choose. Because I ripped them apart at the same time and started putting this one back together and then realized I had to do the thing. Come on, where are my wheels? Is that my wheels? Yeah, that's it, all right. Okay, so this whole thing, if you look, look at this one, okay? It's just like a 7548. In fact, it looks suspiciously like one. But you see, there you go. There's the train bridge with all the gears, right? Well, when I pulled this thing apart, all this was completely packed, 100% solid, with all that crap and junk, including under here and into the gears. So I haven't looked at them yet. Yeah, I know there's a hole there. Yeah, look at that. The green nastiness. All that plating's gone. How do the pivots look? God, everything's going to have to be polished. Okay, that one's kind of funky. That's fine. Oops, sorry. And speaking of funk, because I got to look, it's still so much there that the teeth are clogged up. I'm going to have to figure out what to do with that. I'll probably need to replace those. Yeah, mum. There's our balance bridge on it. Look at how the plating is all jacked up on it. Oh my God. I mean, thankfully this bridge is jeweled, okay? It's jeweled, which means that as long as the metal surrounding the jewels is good, then we should be fine. But look at all that loose metal. I have to get that thing just sparkling clean. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. But I tell you, I'm going to do it. Anyway, there you go. There's a chunk of the life of a Seiko watch repairman. Fooling around. I should be doing other stuff. Yikes. I tell you, that is something. Wow. I mean, this thing went through a ton of cleaning cycles, like no joke. Yeah, that's some gnarlification. All right, and I'm not going to fool with this anymore tonight. It's time to go to bed. But it was fun. All right, thank you much. That's about as clean as I think I'm going to be able to get it. I have all the wheels from the 7813 are here, and they are clean, including the bridge. Here are the original wheels in the original bridge. I think the original bridge is a little stained, but you know what? I'm going to use it. It's correct anyway. Those wheels, let's see. This baby here, surprisingly, this one lived, which is amazing, but it's usable. This one, I don't think you can really see. It goes over something dark, but it's missing teeth. It is missing teeth, so that one is roasted. One thing I realized I forgot to do, though, I forgot to look at the center wheel closely before I cleaned it. So this is the kind of stuff it's still got on there. I'm going to clean this. I don't know what I'm going to find. Oops. I'll know more, but thankfully the 7813 also uses this center wheel. So we'll get to it. I'm going to start putting this stuff together, and if you feel like looking, I'll have a little bit later on. Okay. I got the center wheel bridge on and everything. I went ahead and I just used the 7813 one. I'm working on the other one. I have this. Why not use it? I'll look at that one. It might be good. But then going through all this, I realized, what goes right there? Why, it's the stepper motor. And I did not think to see if they were the same between 7813 and 9940. It's a good thing I checked because they're not the same. The only thing I see that's different is that one has that little red plasticky guardy thing on it. If you can see that, if I'm showing it to you properly. They're the same dimensions. They have the same pinions. They use the same jewels and bushings. All I can think is that they are different strengths, because this one is only for calendar models that have more stuff to push on the top end on the calendar. This one is lighter, probably. I don't know why they would change the magnetism one to the other, but I think they boosted one to help push the calendar. And this one didn't need to be so heavy, so they took it back. That's not gospel. That's just what I'm thinking. Because except for that little red plastic thing there, And what, what the material database says, these should exchange. If I had to, if the original was dead, and it's not, thank goodness, but if it was, I'd use that. I don't know what difference it would make. I'd see, but if I had to, I would. Okay, so I gotta hit a stopping point until I do a weird repair. This is 7813 circuit. This is the battery connection here. This is the circuit for the 9940 no date. You'll notice this is not attached to that, so we got us an issue. Well, I'm gonna have to put this back on here, and basically, I'm gonna have to. This little brass washer is gone. I'm gonna have to fabricate something like that to get this to attach back on. Oops. And so I'm gonna do that. I don't know if it'll work. It might all be a waste of time, but the movement itself is. Where's it? Aha. There's our movement itself. I don't have a circuit. I don't know if it's ticking, but it is together. And if I get a circuit, I'm gonna run it. But in the meantime, I'll solder that thing back on and see if I can do something. Okay, so you remember the other day I was digging through my servicing guides trying to find, and my watch parts exchange list trying to find an answer for things that I didn't have, specifically missing parts. In this case, it's for that watch that had that huge battery leak, right? 9940 Grand Quartz. All right, well, my fourth wheel and third wheel are destroyed. The wheels are not easy to find. My exchange guide doesn't list this movement, 9940, because it was made after the guides that I have. So here's my workaround. I go to julesborrell.com and I say, okay, I got us 9940, and that's the movement I'm dealing with. Okay, what do I need out of it? I need a third wheel. So wait, I also need a fourth wheel. So let's do this. If you go here, you click on the fourth wheel, it shows you right here, 241, that means fourth wheel, 784, that means this movement. So we see 9940, fourth wheel, it's a pretty big point. It's also here in 7813. I have these other models here, but 7813, because this movement looks familiar to me. It looked like a movement, I couldn't quite remember which one, but there it is. So here is the next one. Oh, that's battery, who cares? So third wheel, I need a third wheel. You can't see 9940 because it's down here, but it is there. I can't, trust me, it's there. What else is here? 7813. Okay, 7813, cool. Let's look at the fifth wheel and pinion. 9940 is down this way. It's right under this one. So we're looking, what do we got? 7813. So that tells me I have three different wheels, three different things, 9940, four different things, minute wheel, are the same as a 7813. So that tells me that there is a whole lot of commonality between these two. I'm curious if the train bridge is the same, because my train bridge is ruined. Third wheel bridge. Third wheel bridge. Aha, see, it's not the same. So that's different. 7813. Let's go back. 7813 date dial, guard, corrector wheel, coil block. 7813. Wait, am I still? Oh, no wonder it says 7813. It's because I'm on 7813. Minute wheel. Okay, let's go back to 9940. Hour wheel. Cannon pinion. Cannon pinion, 7813. Clutch lever, 7813. And we're definitely on 9940. This clutch wheel, another model, 7. You see, there's one. 9940. So that one's not quite right, but it might work. hour wheel. They have different heights depending on if they're a calendar or not calendar. Talking about the cannon pinion, because it's got to be high enough to clear the calendar. 9940, 7812. Close. But I think we are finding out that there's a lot of commonality. 9940, 7812. Very, very close. They don't have, but they don't have a train bridge, do they? Not a setting bridge. Where's the train bridge? Okay, let's go here to minute wheel. Let's go to 7813. Calendar correction intermediate wheel. Now we're looking for 9940. Well, that's because 9940 is non-calendar. It's non-date, no day date. So it goes with that one. So yes, sort of. The circuits do not match, which is absolutely not a surprise. Date jumper, 7813. So there is a whole lot of commonality between these two movements. Wheel screws, the framework screws, second setting lever, set bridge, setting lever, set lever, axle, third wheel bridge. Well, I'm going to go and dig out a 7813 and see what I can find. Okay, so lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of cleaning later, and the cleaning isn't done yet. Here is, I mean, the metal's damaged, but I'm gonna see what we can do here and make it better. But in the meantime, I did dig through and I found my 7813 stuff, and it is almost exactly the same. The train is exactly the same. Hang on a second. So the main plates are actually ever so slightly different. Mostly the main difference is that this one, the 99 series, is temperature compensated. And also it is, I don't know, it has a different circuit. Coil looks to be the same. This connector dwiddly is different. This one's straight, but the bridges are exactly the same. This is an old 7813. Man, I've had this thing forever. And I hate to do it, but I cannot find the other parts. They don't appear to be available online, so I'm going to have to do the thing where I take parts from another watch to make this watch work. But the nice thing is, now that I have done that research, I'll be able to do it. Okay. So I have all the 7813 stuff and everything in there. So the next challenge is the circuit. This is the circuit, and it got hammered. This is the battery connection, which goes under here, right there. Okay. This was right under, darn it, out. Oh, so that, the circuit was right here, just like so. And I've got to reconnect this thing so that floats there like it is supposed to. Well, like this. Okay, so here's the deal then. This was completely packed with that like concrete, like electrolyte stuff, this whole thing, and it ate away this connection right here, which I'm still trying to clean up. I have no idea if the circuit's going to work. The circuits are hard to find. I found one, it was $100. I'm gonna try to not spend that money. The only other issue I have is there's supposed to be a plastic protector backplate, and mine, or this one, appears to simply be missing. In any case, so I've got to clean this up. I got to get this extra stuff from around here. There's like this little like so this circly thing is supposed to fit in there just like that. See? So this is all damaged. So, and this is rolled over. So I'm trying to clear away some of the extra plastic around that so I can reveal more of that tube and get this stake down. I'm hoping I don't have to solder it, but if I do, I can, but I'm hoping I don't have to. I'm fairly certain that I'm going to go through all this work and it will still be dead, but what the heck, we'll try it. Okay, so I pulled, God bless it. Someday I'm going to get the right stuff. Okay, so this looks pretty crude. I chop this down. I'm going to round this out. This piece goes here. So what I've got to do, I don't think rounding those down is going to be enough. It's not going to do it. So I've got to get basically a washer or something that's going to hold that in. And then see if I can get that to catch. What might even be better, it's getting some like a dial foot or something. It's got like a, imagine a nail pin or something. It's got a head that you can put that through there, and then the head sits here, and then you clonk the whole thing down. I don't want to try to solder it because this and this don't connect. I think it's going to have to be something else. So I've got to start really digging around and seeing what I could find. Where are those? Where did I put those? Where are those? Stem rest washers. Where did I put them? Let me check something. Hang on. So looking around, this is a bunch of 8123 stuff. 8123s, it's not a bad movement. They're also 5 joules, but they don't have a trimmer. But they're 5 joules. But look at how they attach that battery thing. It's not just crimped down. They've actually got a screw on it. So this, I have lots of these 8123s, and they're not worth anything. And this one already came in pieces, and it's rusted. So I might actually yoink this and see if I can modify it for this. I'd have to cut that out, and I have to look at this screw head, but that's a good plan B. I don't like hoping stuff is going to stay together. I like screwing it together. So we shall see. Okay, it's crude. Okay, yes, I know it's freaking crude, but I got enough of that tube up here and enough of that plastic spacer, I was able to cut that down enough to get it to come through enough that I was able to then use my handy dandy staking set and get that out, like get the tube out so then I could stake it down, which is what I did. It's not pretty and it's too big, but if I insulate the bottom of it, it should work. I mean, I'm not trying it right now. I'm just kind of test fitting it. Okay. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to put in a larger insulating thing. Normally what happens, they have a little gray plastic disc that goes under this, but I'm going to have to put another one over this to make sure this doesn't contact the outside of the battery. So I'm going to have to get clever with that. I'm testing to see if if it's nice and springy or if it's not connected. That looks okay. I have to clean up these connections. It's just not going to be pretty. My hope is that it works. I bet it's not going to. I mean, these two adjusters They're probably hosed. I could replace this one. That's just a standard trimmer. That one, I don't know if I need to mess with that, because the way these twin quartz work is you have literally, you have two quartz, crystals going. One is the main one. One is basically the one that checks against this one. It's the detective one. And this CMOS takes signals from both and corrects them against each other. That's how that works. Okay, that looks like that's okay. So now I've got to worry about insulating this thing, and I have an idea about how to do that. The H239s have a guard like this that also goes up underneath this, and I can make another one for the top. It's going to end up being crude, but hopefully it might work. The only other problem is there's a plastic guard that goes over this. It's like a plastic plate. It covers all this stuff so it's not exposed. I don't know where one is, and it might be missing. I don't recall seeing it. I wouldn't have thrown it away, but I haven't found it yet, so I'm going to keep looking. Well, I couldn't get it done. This new battery connection, I'm confident in that, but I think these two, there's a couple different connections underneath these two little circular end diddlies, and there's a common connection between them, and that I think got rotted through, so I'm going to need to go in and reestablish that, but I don't kind of understand, if that's the case, why they didn't just bridge it across here. So I don't understand what the what's going on. I think they're positive or negative for running these two separate coils, but that's just a guess. And again, I don't know if these coils are good, so I'm going to continue looking for a replacement circuit. But I have a plan B. Short term, we know for a cold, hard fact that the architecture of this watch and the 7813s, I get my numbers flipped around. Whatever. We know they're basically compatible. The really only difference is a few parts in the circuit. So what that means is that I can, wait, is that the right one? Yes, this is the right one. So is it? So basically everything matches, more or less. You can drop one from the other into the other, except for circuits. Even the circuits are physically a different shape. I think the coils are the same. I'd ventured, we know the trains are the same. Long story short term, I can take a 7813 and I can motorize this thing with it just like that. So have it back in pieces and running while I am looking for another one. Now, I don't want to do that, but I rebuilt this. I don't want to, I could always tell myself it's temporary until I find the real parts again. If I decide to do this. In any case, it's a really nice movement, and maybe I should get this. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to take the movement out of this. I serviced this. The only reason it's not out is because that's an NOS crystal, and I don't think that there's a crystal gasket that goes to it. It might be some kind of glue. I'm not sure. I can't even find a part number for it. So if somebody has that, that'd be great. 7813 5009. Because this one is 100% serviced and good to go. I don't want to do that. If I'm going to I'm not going to split that watch apart. I'd get a good movement like this one, which I'm fairly certain runs, and clean this one up. I wonder, let's see, let's test a theory if I've got a battery the right size or not. What do you think, people? Living or dead? There she blows. You, my friend, You have been sitting in my parts drawers for 12 or 15 years. I don't even know how long. You are going to become, well, you're going to go inside a Grand Quartz case, and that should be kind of a nice upgrade for you, don't you think? Cool. All right, good. You see, this is why you never get rid of anything, because you simply never know. So I will service this. This will go and become this, and then I will continue looking for the parts to restore this. That is my plan. I think it's a good plan, and I'm going to stick to it. In the meantime, here's the other watch, because I got this mixed up. This watch was the servicer. The other watch was the donor. Grand Quartz. That's this strap. This appears to be the same strap as the one that's in the catalog. It's short. It's short. I'm on the last hole there. That's what she said. Look at that snowflake dial. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? What a pretty, 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 pretty watch. Case lines are still pretty good. Somebody wore this a lot. This strap doesn't go with this one, by the way. I'm sorry. This strap goes with this watch. You know, because this watch has a little beat up. Whereas you see this case, that's pretty sweet. That's pretty clean. I'm looking forward to putting this no date back together. But in the meantime, I'm not going to keep it on this. I'm going to take it off. It's just, honestly, this was the closest strap I had when I finished it. Look at that snowflake dial. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, this watch had kind of a hard life. It's some of the plating's off down here. I have no idea why. That's a beautiful watch, but my one complaint always about JDM, no loom. So what are we going to do? We're going to underloom it. But in fact, I already did that. Hang on. So anyway, it's underloomed. Let's see how I did. Boy, that is a pretty watch, isn't it? These were really expensive in their day. In any case, do you see the evidence of loom underneath those hands? Well, maybe if you look really close, but generally it's invisible. Okay, let's power it up. Okay, let's see how I did. Okay, even did the sweep. I tell you, I'm really proud of that. I'm really, really proud of it. I'm kind of amazed that I can't have been the only one who remembered that Seiko did this in the 60s with one model. Well, actually 3 variants of, wait, actually I think it's 9 variants of one model. 9 or 6, I don't remember which. Wow, I'm really proud of that. I am really proud of that. I just love the added functionality. I don't mean to toot my own horn. I don't do that very often, but I just love that fact. It makes it possible for me to really enjoy these JDM watches because, you know, without the loom, because prior to this, it drove me nuts that I couldn't see them at night. I want to see that. I'm going to charge it up again. Let's try it again. Yeah, it's not often I get to brag. Find a way to capture that, huh? I am really proud of that. Might look better if the loom was like a blue. I like the traditional green. I'm just tickled. I'm just so pleased that that works. And with it, the light shining off that snowflake dial. Yeah, I'm excited. I just got to find the correct bracelet for it. It's a pretty one. Okay, so I'll have an update down the way about these when I get there. But in the meantime, thank you for watching.